जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री प्रहलाद नृसिंह देव भगवान की, श्री निताई गौर सुंदर की, पतित पावन श्री प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Showing from contrast, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 24, entitled as Chanting the Song. sung by Lord Shiva. Text number 30. Santa Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Patit Panstapupad ki jai. Ata Bhagavata Yuyam Priya Stha Bhagavan Yatha Namad Bhagavatanam Cha Preyan Anyo Asit Karhi Ata Bhagavata Yuyam Priyasta Bhagavan Yatha Namad Bhagavatanam Cha Preyan Anyo Asit Karhi Ata Bhagavata Yuyam Priyasta Bhagavan Yatha Namad Bhagavatanam Cha Preyan Anyo Asti Karhi Ata Bhagavata Yuyam Priyasta Bhagavan Yatha Namad Bhagavatanam Cha Preyan Anyo Asti Karhi Ata Bhagavatam Yuyam Priyasta Bhagavan Yatha Namad Bhagavatanam Cha Preyo Anyo Asti Karhi Ata Bhagavata Yuyam Priyasta Bhagavan Yatha Namad Bhagavatanam Cha Preyan Anyo Asti Karhi Word for word meaning. Atha, therefore, Bhagavata, devotees, Yuyam, all of you, Priya, very dear to me, Stha, you are, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yatha, as, Na, neither, Mat, than me, Bhagavata Nam, of the devotees, Cha, also, Priyan, very dear, Anyaha, others, Asti, there is, Karichit, at any time. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: you are all devotees of the Lord, and as such I appreciate that you are as respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. I know in this way that the devotees also respect me and that I am dear to them. Thus no one can be as dear to the devotees as I am. Once, please repeat the translation. You are all devotees of the Lord, and as such I appreciate that you are as respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. I know in this way that the devotees also respect me and that I am dear to them. Thus, no one can be as dear to devotees as I am. Purport: it is said, Vaishnavanam Yatha Sambhu. Lord Shiva is the best of all devotees. Therefore, all devotees of Lord Shiva are also devotees of Lord Shiva. Therefore, all devotees of Lord Krishna are also devotees of Lord Shiva. In Vrindavan, there is a Lord Shiva's temple called Gopishvara. The gopis used to worship not only Lord Shiva but Katyayani or Durga as well, but their aim was to attain the favor of Lord Krishna. A devotee of Lord Krishna does not disrespect Lord Shiva but worships Lord Shiva as the most exalted devotees of Lord Krishna. Consequently, whenever a devotee worships Lord Shiva, he prays to Lord Shiva to achieve the favor of Lord Krishna, and he does not request material profit. In Bhagavad Gita 7.20 it is said that generally people worship demigods for some material profit. Kamasteta jnana, driven by material lust, they worship demigod, but a devotee never does so, for he is never driven by material lust. That is the difference between a devotee's respect for Lord Shiva and an asura's respect for him. The asura worships Lord Shiva, takes some benedictions from him, misuses of the benediction, and ultimately is killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who awards him liberation. Because Lord Shiva is a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he loves all the devotees of the Supreme Lord. Lord Shiva told the Prachetas that because they were devotees of Lord, he loved them very much. Lord Shiva was not kind and merciful only to the Prachetas. Anyone who is devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very dear to Lord Shiva. Not only are the devotees dear to Lord Shiva, but he respects them as much as he respects the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, devotees of the Supreme Lord also worships Lord Shiva as the most dear devotee of Lord Krishna. They do not worship him as a separate personality of Godhead. It is stated in the list of Nama Paradha that it is offense to think that the chanting of the name of Lord Hare and Lord Vishnu and the chanting of Hara or Shiva are the same. The devotees must always know that Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and that Lord Shiva is his devotee. A devotee should be offered respect on the level of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and sometimes even more respect. Indeed, Lord Rama, the Personality of Godhead himself, sometimes worshipped Lord Shiva. If a devotee is worshipped by Lord, why should a devotee not be worshipped by other devotees on the same level with the Lord? This is conclusion. From this verse it appears that Lord Shiva blesses the asuras simply for the sake of formality. Actually, he loves one who is devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkipatamaham bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram. The last time we saw that how Lord Shiva is saying to Prachetas that since you worship Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Hare, you are very dear to me. And since you are very dear to me, I have personally come to see you. So we discussed last time that when we start worshipping demigods, when we stop worshipping demigods, we start worshipping Lord Krishna. Then there sometimes fear is there that particular demigods will become angry to us, and we may be subjected to his wrath, his anger. But it is not as such. Here we see that all the devas, they are devotees of Lord Krishna, and among all of them Lord Shiva is the topmost. Vaishnava Nam Yatha Sambhu. And he is saying, since you are all devotees, to Pachetas is saying, since you are all very devotees, very dear to me. And so much so that the Lord leaves Kailasa and coming to see them and help them in their worship of Lord Vishnu. So this point has to be very carefully understood, that actually when we worship the Lord, when we worship Lord Krishna, devatas, they become very pleased, and also not only pleased, they give us benediction. They also facilitate our worship. Many of our life also we have seen this so happens. If somebody is worshipping Lord Bajrang Bali, it's very easily he becomes devotee of Lord Ramachandra. If somebody is worshipping Lord Shiva, he very easily becomes devotee, because it actually as Paramatma guides them. The devas, they have some universal influence, so they help devotees to become furthermore devoted to Lord Krishna. And in this particular verse, Lord Shiva is even going further to say that not only you are dear to me, but you are as respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's saying that you are all devotees of the Lord, and as such I appreciate that you are as respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. And Prabhupada is writing in the purport that uh, when Lord Ramachandra appeared here, he worshipped Lord Shiva. Since he is a Vaishnavanam Yathasambhu, then when the Lord himself is worshipping Lord Shiva, then who won't worship? The Lord himself is worshipping his devotees, then who won't worship his devotees? Generally the Lord has to be worshipped, but the Lord is worshipping his devotees. So uh, many other pastimes also we can see in the pastimes of Durvasa and Durvasa Muni and Ambarish Maharaj. We know that how Ambarish Maharaj tried to kill uh, Durvasa Muni tried to kill Ambarish Maharaj, and then immediately Sudarshan Disk. Actually, what we will think that Sudarshan Disk is there in the uh, in the in the finger of the Lord, but actually the Sudarshan Disk is not there. The Sudarshan is there around the devotees and protecting them. So in these pastimes we see that as soon as uh, Durvasa Muni produced some fearful Rakshasa, immediately Sudarshan Disk burned that Rakshasa. Immediately, as soon as he tried to, he was generated, he was created, he immediately attacked Ambarish Maharaj and instantly he was burnt. And actually Sudarshan Disk is around protecting devotees of Lord Vishnu. Then after burning, because Sudarshan is Koti Surya Samprabha, that Sudarshan has uh, is more powerful than millions and millions of sun. And after finishing that, he immediately rushed towards uh, Durvasa Muni because he tried to kill Ambarish Maharaj. So Sudarshan immediately rushed to kill Durvasa Muni. And then Durvasa Muni was trying to escape to save his life. He was going everywhere, and in this way he went to Lord Brahma Loka, and he's trying to get help from him. And Lord Brahma, before he asks help, he is saying that you'll immediately leave this place. Huh? Don't talk anymore. Just leave this place, because if you are here, my whole planet will be burnt. So immediately before he could do any petition itself, he was made to get out. Then he saw there is no, okay, here nothing can be done. Lord Brahma cannot save me. Then he rushed towards Kailash. Then Lord Shiva also advised him. See, uh, this Sudarshana is very, very powerful. I definitely cannot do anything. Only thing I know, this is the Sudarshana is the weapon of Lord Hare. So you go and please take shelter of him. If he forgives you, something will happen. Then Durvasa Muni had no other way. So he went to Vaikuntha and immediately surrendered to the Lord and asked for protection. Then there the Lord is telling that I am not independent. I am controlled by my devotees. There also the same thing is saying. The Lord is telling that Aham Bhakta Paradhino. I am controlled by my devotees. So we can see the pastimes also, how Yasodhamaiya is controlling Krishna. All gopis are making Krishna to dance for little butter and little buttermilk. So actually devotees, being very, very dear to the Lord, are uh, even respected as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and even more. There's a Hindi, there's a sloka, Guru Govind do khare kake lagu paye, Balihari Guru apano Govind diyo bataye. Both the spiritual master and the Lord Govind, both has come together to my home. First, whom I should offer respect. Then he's thinking and saying, I should offer respect to first uh, uh, the spiritual master, because through him only I am getting the mercy of Lord Govinda. So you see that through devotees we get to access the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even devotees are worshipped first. So this is a very important point here. Lord Shiva is telling that you are as respectable as Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. And this is also so because devotees, pure devotees of Lord, have the same quality as Lord. The Lord has so many unlimited transcendental qualities. Similarly, the devotees also, by their worship of the Lord, being in the same desire as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they want to serve the Lord. So they develop all the transcendental qualities of the Lord. And somebody is worshipped. We worship someone uh, by their qualities. So these devotees have possessed all the qualities, all the transcendental qualities of the Lord. So they also worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it says that they are worshipped even more because they are very, very, very dear to the Lord. There is a saying in English, we say that if you love me, love my dog. So person, we see that even if you go and glorify, praise the children, then immediately parents become very happy. They won't be very much happy if we directly praise them. But immediately if we start attending to their children, they become very happy. Oh, very nice. So, because there is so much value is invested. Because devotees of Lord are very, very dear to Him. Therefore, uh, they are uh, even more respected. Then this is a first point here. Lord Shiva is telling that I appreciate that you are as respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. So we thought we discussed because of these two reasons. First thing is they have the same transcendental qualities of the Lord, so they should be respected as good as Supreme Personality of Godhead. And second thing, because they are very, very dear to the Lord, we should respect them as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. And same thing in Bhagavad Gita, this sloka also. Brahmane gavi hastini suni cha sapake cha pandita samdarshina. So we see they are all living entities. Living entities are part and parcel of Krishna. We are all spirit soul. We are all Atma. And the Lord is sitting in everyone's heart. Lord Krishna is sitting in everyone's heart as Paramatma. And He is facilitating all our desires. For even an ant and for elephant, the Lord is providing. There is a saying in Hindi, there is saying that पक्षी करे न हाथी करे न चाकरी पक्षी करे न काम दास मलक का कह गए सबका दाता राम. They say that elephant no it stays in the forest. Actually is as good as king of the forest. It doesn't have to work hard. And then the birds, they always free. They are always flying here and there, always this not controlled. So they are not working very hard. But we see that everyone, this 84 lakh species are there, so many living, everyone is being provided by the Lord. So who is providing? The Lord is providing everyone's food. As soon as child is born, mothers gets the milk. So Lord Krishna is providing for everyone's food. He's taking care for everybody. Why is taking care? Why Lord is taking care? Yeah, we are all His children, and because Lord loves all the living entities. So because the Lord loves everybody, He is facilitating everyone. Because if we do not love somebody, we can we can artificially facilitate for 1 day, 2 day. but we will not take care for all the time. For say, we go to somebody's house, so one day or 2 days they will take care of us, and after 1 week they will think, okay, when this person is going to leave, like that. But that will not happen in our own house. Why? Because there we will know that everyone is loving us, so there is a bonding is there. So similarly, the Lord is facilitating for all the living entities from time immemorial because He loves us so much. So we see, therefore, it is in this particular sloka, all the living entities is accompanied by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Paramatma, and Paramatma loves each and every living entity. So we're seeing this connection, that each and every living entity is dear to the Lord as the other living entity. A person who is in knowledge, who is in wisdom, sees all the living entities equally. He sees even a dog eater, brahmana, elephant, cow, all of them he sees equally, because he knows that each one of them are equally dear to the Lord. So even though there are so many living entities are there, and all the living entities are equally dear to the Lord, but among all the living entities we'll see, Krishna is telling Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. To understand Krishna, to be a surrendered devotee of the Lord, to find a surrendered devotee of the Lord is very, very rare. So though in a family we see there are so many children, but for the father, the child who is obedient, he is listening to him, he will give more priority to him. Though we cannot say for the father that he likes one child, he doesn't like child or other child. He likes all the child, but for him, the person who is listening to him is more close to heart, because he is so obedient. He is listening what he is telling. So similarly, all of living entities are children of the Lord, but among those children who are surrendered, actually are very, very dear to the Lord. So, and among all the living entities in this material world, we will find there are very few who are surrendered to the Lord. And these very few devotees are very, very, very very dear to the Lord. So, therefore, whenever we see the devotees, we should give them respect. We should try to avoid offending them, because the Lord has created so much of creation, and there are unlimited living entities, only but handful are devotees, and to them if we do offense, the Lord it becomes very disturbed. For other living entities, if we do something, okay, according to law of karma, we will be punished. But for devotees, if we do something, then the Lord Himself makes arrangement. The punishment is very, very severe. In the case of Durvasa Muni and Ambarish Maharaj, we just saw that how Sudarshan Disk immediately burnt, and he was chasing such a great personality like Durvasa Muni, and he was not able to be saved. The Lord Himself is telling that I cannot do anything. If at all Ambarish Maharaj forgives you, then there is some hope for you. Then he understands that he has to go back to Ambarish Maharaj. And when he goes to Ambarish Maharaj, he sees that he's somewhere, he is just appearing to Ambarish Maharaj and immediately falling his feet. And Ambarish Maharaj, this is actually the transcendental qualities of devotee. He was fasting for 1 year. On Dwadasi day, he just broke his fast by taking little water, because Durvasa Muni has come and he wants to feed him first. But for this, because he just took little water, he became so angry and he tried to kill him. And after that, when he was running for next 1 year, actually Ambarish Maharaj was standing there only, and he did not eat anything. He was just waiting there that Sudarshan Disk should not do any harm to Durvasa Muni, and he was constantly praying, and he continued his fast for another 1 more year. And as soon as Durvasa Muni came and fall at his feet, immediately he is trying to uh, welcome Durvasa Muni and saying what you are doing, and feeling very humiliated. And Durvasa Muni is telling that please, uh, please forgive me. Then Ambrish Maharaj is not thinking of anything wrong about Durvasa Muni. He's still thinking that I did not welcome him properly. In that state of mind, very humble state of mind is there. This are transcendental qualities of this devotee, and is very sincerely praying to uh, Sudarshan, and is glorifying him, and is very humbly praying. But Sudarshan is not pacified. Actually, when it says that when we offend one devotee, the devotees may forget, but the dust of devotee does not forgive. So here, Ambarish Maharaj is not thinking anything, but Sudarshan is more angry than Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj is not at all angry, so he is not being cooled. But then finally, Ambarish Maharaj says, if at all the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pleased with me, with my service, then I beg from you that please excuse Durvasa Muni. After when he said this only, Sudarshan actually he cooled down, that cannot do more, cannot go further, because definitely the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pleased with Ambarish Maharaj, and he should not defame the Lord now. So then only actually Sudarshan just he forgives Durvasa Muni, leaves the Durvasa Muni. So we see these transcendental qualities, how therefore Ambarish Maharaj is how humble he is, and how he is not taking any offense even though he is being trying to be killed. So this is Amanina Manadena, giving all respect to Durvasa Muni. So this is all transcendental qualities by which the Lord is so much attracted to his devotees, and therefore we should be very careful not to offend devotees, and we should give them respect. If we want to get favor of the Lord, we should give respect, more respect to devotees. Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki jai, Nitai Gaur Sundar ki jai, Pradeep Panchtapada ki jai. We know that three classes of devotees: Uttamadhikari, Madhyamadhikari and Kanishtadhikari. So how there is a difference between Kanishta and Madhyamadhikari is that Kanishtadhikari, he worships the deities, but he does not give appropriate respect to devotees. But we see Madhyamadhikaris, he worshipping the deities, and he is giving due respect to devotees. And we know the past times when Prabhupada went to Gorakhpur, there was one very respectable person. Actually Prabhupada went to his house. In a morning walk, he went with some Western disciples to his house, and his servant went and told the Sethji that so and so is come. Then he was actually worshipping. He was worshipping in his house, and then he asked a sent servant to ask Swamiji to wait, and he made Prabhupada wait for some time. To him, Prabhupada did not say anything to that Sethji, but to his disciples, his teaching his disciples. Prabhupada is teaching his disciples, see, this is the symptom of a Kanishtadhikari, that he is not able to recognize that such a powerful Acharya has come to his house, and it is his first duty to receive him. And he is worshipping, he is busy in his rituals. So Prabhupada said this is a symptom of a Kanishtadhikari. So the same thing Lord Shiva is telling, that they are all as respectable as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now in the second line, Lord Shiva is telling, I know in this way that devotees also respect me, and that I am dear to them. Thus no one can be as dear to devotees as I am. Here we can see wonderful transcendental qualities of Lord Shiva. When we start honoring some person, then slowly we see that there is some misunderstanding coming inside him, and he starts thinking himself great. uh, we see that all over universe, everybody worship Lord Shiva. But the Lord Shiva, he very well is understanding that why people are worshipping me, why they are actually my devotees. This is what he is telling. I am dear to all devotees in the same way, because as devotees of Lord Krishna is dear to me, similarly I am also devotees of Lord Krishna and am dear to devotees, and therefore they worship me. He is not thinking that I am Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because everybody is worshipping, now I become Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is not thinking like this. His understanding is completely perfect. That because he is devotee of Lord, he is also same way he is worshipped and liked by his devotees. So that is actual interconnection. And he's telling that thus no one can be as dear to devotees as I am. And I know that all the devotees, they like me very much. So actually this is the secret of the relationship among the devotees. So just by Krishna, keeping Krishna in the center of our life, we can see that automatically our relationship is perfectly taken care. There is no need of a further relationship management. Just by worshipping the Lord, we see that he becomes dear to all devotees, and all devotees becomes dear to him. Just by keeping Krishna in the center of life. This is saying, no, a family pray together, stay together. So in earlier days, just 50-100 years before, people were more Krishna conscious, and therefore they were able to stay in large family, combined family. And now we see that because of Western influence, people are forgetting to be worshipping the Lord. Then there is always some fight, disagreement in the family, and they are not able to stay together. And Prabhupada is telling here that from this verse it appears that Lord Shiva blesses the Asura simply for the sake of formality. Actually, he loves one who is devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we know there is two types of mercy Lord Shiva is having. Sakapat Daya and Niskapat Daya. Means he is externally, he seems to be giving mercy to Asuras. He is worshipped by Asuras. Seems to be he likes the Asuras more than devotees. We also know that how Lord Shiva was taking favor of Banashura. He was fighting, whole of his family was fighting. Lord Ganesha, Kartikeya, everyone was fighting with Lord Krishna and Yadu Vamsa. Because Usa and we know this pastimes, Aniruddha. So there it seems to be Lord Shiva is taking more favor of Asuras. But actually it is not like that. That is Sakapatadaya. He is, as a formality, he is doing that. Why there is a need of formality? Because he is feeling so much compassion for them. That actually, if I do not care for them, nobody else is there to care. So he feels, being a Vaishnava, he feels very compassionate to all these Asuras, Pichasas. He feels very much for them. That there is no one else can deliver them. If I just leave them, what will happen to them? So he keeps a very good rapport with them, and they feel very close to him. So in this way, he just as a formality, he keeps blessing them. But actually, in his heart, the devotees of Lord Krishna is there. So in this particular incident also we see that how Prachetas, they worshipping the Lord, going to worship the Lord, and he coming there and he is trying to assist them. He is telling that you should do like this, then Lord will be quickly pleased with you. He is opening all the secret. There's one pastime I heard from Ajunest Dara Govind Maharaj. He was narrating this pastime. Beginning, Lord Shiva he used to dress himself as devotee. Hmm? He will put tilak, kantimala, and Vaishnava dress, everything he was wearing. Uh, looking like a full of Vaishnavas. But then all his followers are Bhuta, Pichasas, Asuras. They also uh, started imitating Lord Shiva. And they also putting tilak, kantimala, putting Vaishnava dress, dhoti kurta, and they also started following. So everybody is become Vaishnavas. Inside their heart, something is there. They all want to uh, do harm to others. They want to break all the four regulatory principles, all do sinful activities. Inside is not changed. Just they are imitating Lord Shiva externally only, putting kantimala, tilak, and so they are, all of them they become like that, imitating Lord Shiva. And uh, when they attacked Indrapuri, then Lord Krishna, Devatas went and asked Lord Vishnu to help them. Then Lord Vishnu sent his Sudarsana. But Sudarsana, he understands that this person is not devotee. He is just putting the dress of devotee, but going near to him, he's seeing that he has put the tilak and he's having kantimala. So after going nearby, the Sudarsana is always coming back, because Sudarshan is not feeling how can I attack devotees. Now we saw that how Sudarshan is always protecting the devotees. So because all the Suras are appearing like a devotee, Sudarshana is not willing to kill them. So he is just returning always without killing. In this way, all the Suras, instead of being killed by Sudarshana, they feeling protected by Sudarshana. Because Sudarshana is not doing anything. So this all went for some time. Then Lord Vishnu appeared to Lord Shiva and he said that, no, you should, give up this dress. Because you are putting this dress, my Sudarshan this is not able to do his job. So the Lord Vishnu advised Lord Shiva that you should not wear this Vaishnava symptoms. You should give this up. Then only this asuras they can be dealt with. Then because Lord Shiva has been ordered by Lord Vishnu like this, then he gave it up. And then he started putting all the ashes around and garlanding himself with this kankal. This way he started staying in the crematorium place. All this happened, and after Lord Shiva gave it up, all Vaishnava dress, all his followers also gave it up, because they are just imitating. So they are imitating Lord Shiva, putting tilak. They also, as soon as Lord Shiva gave it up, they also gave it up. And in this way, then Sudarshan, he was trying to, he was, was able to finish this asuras. So this is the past times. We see that how Lord Shiva is very wonderful devotee, so merciful. The devotees are very, very merciful. We know that devotees are more merciful than the Lord. Personally, when we think ourselves that we can go back to Godhead, then we will find hopeless. But when we approach to pure devotees of the Lord, and then we find a ray of hope that since if this devotee if a devotee petitions to the Lord, then surely the Lord will not reject me. So that's how we approach to Lord Krishna. That's how we know that we cannot directly serve Krishna, but if we've been favored by Srimati Radharani, we can be engaged in service of the Lord. Otherwise, we have no qualifications and we won't be able to render service. And because of this, devotees are even worshipped more than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Santa Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Patit Panch Prabhupada ki jai. Any question or anything, comments?